Hello, fellow adventurers and collectors. Filmaholic here. On today's episode, we're going to be going over a couple of G.I. Joe related items that I picked up for my collection. Now, we're going to be starting off with something simple and most common with G.I. Joe collecting is that you kind of have to do some repairs for some of the rifles. Unfortunately, they break off. So, I had several of these adding up for a while now, so I figured I'd take the time to actually repair them. Now, is it the most elaborate thing in the world? No. Is it the perfect job? No. By any means, no. So basically all I did was drill into the rifle itself and then added a little dowel and then painted it whatever color that it needed to be. So I did multiple sizes to kind of give the idea of different calibers or different rounds that can go into the rifle. So is it effective? No, not really, but it kind of makes up for me not measuring out the exact length of the rifle barrel. But yeah, that being said, I have been gathering a few clips here and there, so this is going to be a bit of a scattershot episode of the Joe Report, so I apologize there, but if you're not aware, currently we're being invaded by the cicadas, and my worst fear. I know it's irrational as big as I am to be terrified of something so, not threatening, but that has definitely put a hold on production for outdoor projects, so bear with me on that one. I know it's a irrational fear, but I hate those things so much. They're something else, I tell you. But with that being said, I was fortunate enough to actually get some Action Man figures. Now, something that I've been noticing, at least in my area, is that I rarely find figures, and if I do, they're the type that I don't necessarily collect. So to find Action Man figures was definitely a surprise, and to be basically in my backyard, that's much more of a surprise to me. So they came with a wardrobe, but I decided to add a little bit of my own styling to it. So for example, with this guy, he came with most of the commando pieces, so all I did was essentially add the belt, add grenades, and then an undershirt, and as well as this hat. So I think adding those little personalized touches definitely adds to the look of this guy. And if you know me, I mainly go for silhouettes for characters, and that's how I kind of form them from there. So I think this guy is most definitely like a saboteur or something like that. So with these two, I didn't necessarily need them for my collection. It's just a surprise to actually find them, but I'm still on the hunt for a blonde bearded Action Man, because that's one that I never had, at least I don't think. So I was just grateful to have added these two to my collection, because it was for a good price, I should say. Not too much TLC for these guys outside of their hands. I do have to replace them at some point, but right now they're serviceable for what I need them. But yeah, I was surprised at how good a condition these were, considering they're, on this side of the pond, so to speak. And like I had mentioned, this wasn't the only figure that I got, and I also got this blonde, the Eagle Eyes Action Man, and he came in like a tank commander outfit, I believe. But yeah, nothing too extravagant here, and again, not too much TLC needed for this guy, but just grateful that I was given the opportunity. So I'm not settled on this look in particular, so he's going to be going through some outfit changes here and there, but for right now, he's just rocking this look. One of my goals is to get the Parachute Regiment uniform, so maybe I'll save that for this guy here, but we'll see. Not entirely sure if I could get a hold of that for a good price, but you never know. So again, not too much to do with this guy outside of just some basic maintenance. I did restring his arms, I believe, because they were a bit loose, so I went ahead and did that. But I know not a lot of people look after for the Action Man look or the Eagle Eye look, because it looks weird to them. But to me, I think it adds so much character to them, and the ability to pose their eyes really enhances the look of them. And to think this was made back in the day, it's definitely way ahead of its time. So I just not sure why, but I hold a special place for these guys in my collection. Now, that being said, I have a good friend of mine that I basically consider a brother at this point, who reaches out to me whenever he's at antique malls and what have you. So he was fortunate enough to find this guy, so I immediately sent him the money, and he was gracious enough to pick it up for me. So I think this is a G.I. Joe Collectors Club figure, but I should mention that he didn't come in this outfit. He came in a tank top and shorts. So I kind of dressed him up in this outfit, and I think it looks nice as a night ops adventurer or something like that. But beside the point, I'm eternally grateful for him to look out for me in that regard. But to my surprise, he included a bunch of other G.I. Joe related items that I had no idea was coming. So I sorted out what I needed and parted out whatever I didn't need. And a huge thanks to him, because it just, again, if you're familiar with my story, collecting up until recently was very much an isolated thing. So to have not only the AOA, but this friend of mine to lean against in terms of collecting and what have you, it definitely means a lot, you know. And I should say that this isn't just collecting to me, it's building the relationship and the friendship along the way, because I think that is a everlasting thing, you know. These clips are just going to be running in the background, and it basically, to sum it up, these are some of the parts and pieces that were included in the lot. But again, I just want to kind of expand upon the whole community aspect of it, because like I said, for example, this Mike Powers Atomic Man means a lot to me. I don't think he necessarily knew how much it meant to me, but the idea that he went out of his way to add this to the box really meant a lot. And for me to receive this figure, having the connection I do with it, definitely means a lot, because for those unaware, this was actually my first 12-inch action figure overall. So without the Mike Powers Atomic Man, I would not be where I'm at right now. For better or worse, I should say. But yeah, I don't know. I guess the conversation we had with Greg Cook really got me thinking about the community aspect of everything, because without it, it's essentially nothing. You know, collecting isn't really meant to be an isolated thing. You're supposed to share it, you know, share your knowledge, share your interests, share what you produce, you know. It's kind of a double-edged sword in the sense that you just can't hoard everything. You got to share it, you know. And rest assured, I will definitely pay back my friend for everything he sent, because he definitely went above and beyond. So to kind of wrap things up, I guess, the also included in that box was this Foot Locker, and it just so happened to have the name Scott, so I'll definitely give that to one of the figures he included. But I guess I just want to hit home the idea that I am grateful that we have a community here, and I have friends that are constantly looking out for me, you know. And I think that if there's one thing you should take away from this video, is that you should always reach out and share your interest, you know. Now, sure, not everyone's going to be taking aback by whatever you showcase, but I'm sure there's someone out there that has a similar interest. So with that said, talk to your friends, share in the community, collaborate, and have fun, because ultimately if you're not having fun, it's not worth it. So with that said, if you feel so inclined, please like, comment, and subscribe. I very much appreciate it. I'll catch you all next time.